Hello students, welcome back here for the second lecture of the development. Okay, so we will try to understand development part 2. In this lesson, what we are going to learn is very interesting. Okay, it's the time to understand the income and other criteria. Okay, so for achieving different goals, people not only want better income but they also want non-material things, that is freedom, security and respect to others. Here you can see that per capita income is calculated in the money, right? Yes. So if per capita income were to be used as a measurement of the development, then Haryana will be the state which is having the least development, or we can say that in case of the last one, Haryana, Kerala and Bihar is measured in case of the infant mortality rate, in case of the literacy rate and in case of the net attendance ratio. And also upper side table is showing you the per capita income of the both states. Now Haryana will be the considered most developed and Bihar is the least developed because there is the difference between the per capita income of both these three states. Yes or no? So as we discussed in previous slides that per capita income of a country or the state is higher, then it is more developed. Understand? So this is the criteria and data comparison. Okay, now what is mean by the literacy rate which is mentioned in this table? What is mean by the net attendance ratio? We will see here. Okay, and the mortality rate. Now in case of the literacy rate, what is exactly? See here, it's also asking you. Okay, so it is the number of people who are above the 7 years of the age and able to read and write. Then understanding the language, understanding the reading. Then higher the literacy rate, more the state is developed. And we can say that India is having the literacy rate of 64% and Kerala is the highest literacy rate state and Bihar is having the lowest literacy rate. You can see in the table also given here. Okay, that is literacy rate of Haryana is higher, Kerala is higher, then number 2 is Haryana and the third one is Bihar is mentioned in the second column. Okay, so this is about the literacy rate. You understand about what is meant by literacy rate? Okay, that is number of people above 7 years who are able to read and write and also understand it, whatever they are reading and writing. And how much is the higher literacy rate, that much is the developed country or the developed state. Next one term is that is infant mortality rate. Infant mortality rate means the number of children die before completing the 1 year of their life, and that proportion is compared among the 1000 live births, and it indicates that development of health facilities in a country like India there or other country is better or no. So in case of the infant mortality rate, the Kerala is having less infant mortality rate in case of our country when we are trying to compare these three states. Okay, and Haryana is number 2 and Bihar is the number 3. Means that Bihar is having highest infant mortality rate. Infant mortality rate means the number of children die before completing the 1 year among 1000 live children. Understand? In that particular year. Please remember the second term. What is meant by infant mortality rate. Next is the net attendance ratio. Now in case of the net attendance ratio, it is the total number of children those are attending the school between the age of the 14 and the 15. Means that these children are going to the school regularly and getting the school and other study information when they are attending the school. Okay, so this is about the net attendance ratio. And in case of the net attendance ratio, Haryana, Kerala and Bihar is mentioned compared in this table, and Kerala is having the high attendance ratio. Yes, definitely literacy is more, means high attendance ratio is also there, that is 83. Then the Haryana is second number, and last one is Bihar. Bihar is having more illiteracy. Okay, so it is not that much developed state and needs more development. Understand what is exactly the development and the terms inside it. Now in this table also, the first column is showing that Kerala is having the children infant mortality rate, that is 10 died before completing the 1 year, and Haryana the proportion of dying is 33, and Bihar is the proportion is 38, means that the number 38 in Bihar is more. In case of the literacy also, the Kerala is 94%, the Haryana is 82% and the Bihar is 62%. Now don't concentrate that much about the figures that are matching either here from the slide or the textbook. There might be little difference if possibly, but try to understand the correct definition of the terms, that is what is meant by literacy rate, what is meant by the net attendance ratio, what is meant by infant mortality rate, and how they are related with the development. Understand? Yes. Now in case of the net attendance ratio also, the last column is indicating that Kerala is having the net attendance ratio, that is 83. Then in case of the Haryana and also the Bihar, Haryana is 61 and Bihar is 43. Means for the class 8, in case of the Kerala, people or the students are attending more classes compared to these states. These two states, means that Kerala is more developed. Understand the development and the terms related with the development? Okay, it's very simple. Now the next part is about the public facilities. Now we Indian people always happy to understand if there are the facilities issue is there. Yes or no? Yes, we always try to seek the facilities where we try to go. Understand? Yes. So facilities which are provided by the government, example the schools, hospitals, community and transport, electricity, etc. So they are the public facilities which are needed by every citizen when they are interested to develop themselves. Yes or no? Hence we say that the government, if wanted to do the development, then they must provide these facilities to the people, that is the schools, colleges, hospitals, community halls, transport, electricity and many more. So these are known as the public facilities. Okay. Next, as we know that Punjab has more income than average persons in Kerala, but Kerala has low infant mortality rate because of the better public systems like public distribution system that is providing the better health and nutrition to the citizens of the state. Means that PDS, this whatever the shops through which government is providing them the food grains, that is also one of the facility which is needed for the people for their development. Okay, so in case of Punjab we can say that their income is more, but in case of the Kerala, infant mortality rate is less, means that the Kerala is more developed. Understand? Now in case of the public facilities, again we need public facilities because we are not able to purchase all things by money. We cannot buy pollution free environment with the help of money. It is very important. Yes, so there is a need of sustainability. Understand? When we are trying to work, we cannot buy everything. It's a pollution free environment we cannot buy. Hence we need to think about sustenance. Understand? We need to think about sustainability. Yes, we should preserve the natural resources, otherwise there will not be possibility of conserving the environment, and then will not be the pollution free environment. Hence, sustainable development is referred to development of human beings. With the same time, there must be the preserving of natural resources, natural systems. Understand? And that's why we can say that sustainability is fulfilling the needs of the human being without harming the future generations. Okay, so whatever the natural resources we are utilizing, we should preserve them for the purpose of future generation use. And that's why we can say that we should preserve the natural environment. We are trying to develop our industries, when we are trying to do the development. Okay, so this is about the sustainability. Again, one more point is that while doing the sustainable development, we should use the non-renewable resources like this in a limited manner. Here the coal is used in the industry, yes, for example, then it should have some limitations to use so that its reserves cannot be finished. Hence, we have to take care of that. Again, another one example, that is the water. Renewable resource it is, and that some renewable resources like the groundwater or other things we should reserve, we should use in a limited manner, so that there must be the preservance. Okay, so this is about the sustainability. Second point. First point, that exactly the sustainable development what we should do. Second one, preservance of the natural resources, natural sources. Third one, infant mortality rate. Infant mortality ratio indicates the number of children who die before completion of the 1 year among the 1000 lives. Now particular year. Now in case of the literacy rate also, one more time you understand, that is we are trying to measure the proportion of literate population in the year 7 or above it. Now here you can see the comparison of different countries and their literacy rate. Okay, so India is having the literacy rate around 76% compared to the remaining countries. Okay, so again in the next picture also you are able to see the different states, they are compared in case of the literacy. Okay, so another one term about the net attendance ratio. In case of the net attendance ratio, total number of children who are studying in between the 14 to the 15 years in the school, they are attending the school regularly and their attendance is maintained, then we can say that the percentage of those total children is known as the net attendance ratio. So this is also the part of the development, and question over it can be asked that what is meant by sustainability of the development. Then you have to write that it is signifying that the level of economic development of a country and should be maintained or sustained in all the years. Means wherever, how many years we are trying to do the development, we have to maintain the sustainability. And development in the present should not compromise with the needs of the future generations. Means future generations, whatever they need the resources, they should get on time by limited use of us who are present. Okay, then this is about the sustainability. Now many questions we try to cover in this lecture, please revise it. It's very important, and picturize always in your mind about the answer, then only you don't need to by heart the answers. Enrichment activity, it's the time to scratch your mind. Okay, so here you are able to see the public facilities, development facilities, okay, transport, government, rationing, store, health, education, many more public facilities are provided by the government. Now you will form the question over it, that is 5 marks question is asked. So please try to find by seeing the picture what will be the question and answer. In a point wise, five points you will able to write. There is a question, definitely 5 marks. So form the question from the picture. Public facilities, human development and sustainability of development. These both, all the points are very important, and we will try to keenly understand it here. Okay. And the health facilities in case of the Kerala, they are more compared to Punjab. Yes or no? When we try to develop means we try to increase the income at average level, but we cannot buy everything through the money. Using money, we cannot buy everything like the pollution-free environment, medicines, unless we are setting in such a community which is trying to get those facilities easily, which are having already the facilities with it. Yes or no? So, when we are setting or living in that particular community, then only we are having the access of those facilities what lead us towards the development. That's why public facilities are needed. Hence only we can develop. Okay. So here in case of the Kerala, the infant mortality rate is low because they are having the adequate provision of health and education facility. Yes, because at every village, at every city, they are having good facility of healthcare centers, the hospitals, doctors, and they are trying to maintain the quality of the health. Yes, and that's why they are having less mortality rate in case of the infants, that is the children below the 1 year. That's why we can say that Kerala is more developed. Yes, because they are trying to maintain the health as well as education quality. Okay. Now, in case of also PDS, means the distribution of food grains. Okay. In some states of India, we find but PDS distribution system is functioning very well, and this functioning is going in different levels, means reforming states, functioning PDS at the universal level, universal PDS. So when you are able to see here in the yellow part, that is they are functioning at the universal level. The states like Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Chhattisgarh and Jammu Kashmir, they are functioning at the universal level. They are having the PDS facilities a lot very well. Then in case of the red marked states, you can see here, and those are very weak in case of the PDS distribution because they are having less facilities of the PDS distribution system, and we still needed to improve the PDS distribution system there. That is food grain distribution shops, that is controlled by the government. Okay. Now in case of the green, that is Tamil Nadu, you can say that universal PDS distribution systems are there. Their shops are running very well. Now this is whole structure of the PDS system in our country. Now it is one of the example of the public facilities that the government is providing the people of our country to improve the health. Yes or no? And that is leading towards the development. Okay. So this is also about the public facilities. Now health and nutritional status of the people of such a state is better, where you can get or you can find the PDS running very well in a good manner. Now good example of the PDS you can see nowadays currently, that is during the COVID-19 pandemic, we are having a proper facility of the food grain distribution shops. Yes, PDS means the ration shops, and the remaining government controlled food grain shops running in the country, and government is trying to provide in a proper manner all kinds of the food grains to the all levels of the people, that is the below poverty line, middle class people and many other people, so that there will not be the scarcity of the food. Hence we can say that our Indian government trying to improve the health status of our people. Okay, so this is also current example you can understand by public facilities. Okay. Now, in case of the human development, that is the next point. In case of human development, it is based on educational level of the people and their health status as per the per capita income. Yes, because we are trying to increase the quality of education, we try to develop the industries, we try to remain responsible for the climate cleaning. Understand? When we are trying to develop the human beings and industries, we should maintain the industries and we can reduce the poverty. Yes or no? Yes. Life and the development should be maintained parallelly. That is based on education level of the people and their health status and income. Means the income of the person, the status, health status and the educational qualification will decide the human development. Human beings are betterly skilled when they are getting better education. Okay, when they are getting health properly maintained by themselves and through the facilities provided by the government. Yes, and along with that, per capita income means income of particular country and the population in that country. Everything is combined towards the human development. Okay. Now, in case of the human development, take an example here. That is, the chart is showing you the per capita income in different countries worldwide. And the top country is there mentioned, that is Sri Lanka. It is 4,390 is the figure, and in case of the Myanmar, that is 1027. Now, when there is a consideration of the expectancy at the birth, that is life expectancy, then Sri Lanka is ranking at the first, and the bottom country is Myanmar. That is, their life expectancy, lifespan is 61 years, and in case of the Sri Lankan people, the life expectancy or lifespan is 74 years. Now, we can say that the income, the lifespan and the education, everything is coming in the human development, the how you are earning the money, individual level and then at country level, then lifespan and then the educational qualification. Everything is included or combined to do or to understand the human development, to make the human development. Okay. So, in case of again the chart, you can please concentrate that literacy rate for 15 plus years means above 15 years in the population among all many countries. Sri Lanka is ranking 91 and the bottom country is Bangladesh, means there is a less literacy among the young population in the youth. Now, gross enrollment ratio of 3 levels is in Sri Lanka, that is ranking the top country, that is 69, and bottom country is Pakistan, that is 35. And according to HDI rank in the world, Sri Lanka is ranking 93 and Nepal is ranking 138. Now, HDI means Human Development Index. Okay. How we are trying to calculate the educational qualification, how we are trying to qualify. HDI can be calculated by combining the educational qualification, the health status, per capita income, everything together. Okay, and that is only we can say that human development. Okay, now next is what you are able to see is here is the groundwater, that is a natural resource, yes or no, and that we have to use properly, yes or no, means there is a question of sustainability. Yes, we have to preserve the natural resources like the water, the river, the soil, the land, the forest, everything. Yes, and the minerals what we are getting. Yes, and then only there will be the preservance for the next generation. That it is a question about the sustainability, how we try to preserve when we are developing ourselves. We human beings should think about it, and that is why the point is sustainability of development. Now we can understand that from many years we try to extract many things from the land, yes or no? Yes, and then there is a serious threat of overuse of the groundwater extraction overall over the world. And we can say that here they are trying to dig the land and get the water for the purpose of development. So it's the question to think about to use the water in a limited manner. To use the water in a limited manner is necessity of the current lifetime. Then only the water is preserved and we can use it for the future generations. Now here you can say that groundwater is a serious threat for the overuse. Okay, and that groundwater extraction is used by the world for many purposes. Example, for growing the crops and then for harvesting. While harvesting also you need everything, and this harvesting or the crops production is producing something, that products in the industry, and that is utilized by the world. Yes or no? And hence we can say that groundwater is extracted many times by the human beings in the world, and that is utilized for crop production and many other activities by the human being, and this is the part of the human development, and that produced product or crops is again processed somewhere in the industries, and that is the product used by the whole world, and this is done with the help of the water. And we can say that groundwater is extracted in a overuse manner, or it is extracted more again and again from many years, and still it will go on continuously. So we have to think about it. Next is about overuse. Now the question is, we are saying or speaking about the overuse or extraction. Yes or no? Now by using the resource extraction we are doing many things. For example, the extraction of the minerals. Yes, for extraction of the iron, the gold, the water, everything. Yes, and it is leading the overuse of these natural resources, and then it is doing some effect over the nature and over our life. So what are those effects? Means somewhere the water is overused, or the land is becoming barren, or sometimes you can say that it becomes the desert also. When the land is overused by the over-irrigated, or there is no water remain, then the land can become the barren or degraded, and then it leads towards the desert. Yes or no? Yes. And when there is extraction of minerals or many other natural resource extractions is done, then there is a possibility of changes done in the inside earth. Yes, and that will lead towards many natural disasters like the volcanoes or the extraction of many non-useful things. Okay, and then there is imbalance over the earth can happen due to the overuse of these extracted materials. Yes, and some way we can say that exhaustion of these resources can happen. Exhaustion means the overuse leads towards the replenishing. Overuse leads to the finish of the resources. So we have to think it seriously. Now in oil extraction, over extraction can be leading many problems like the exhaustion, as I said here globally the oil extraction is shown. Okay, so in the world different countries try to extract the oil daily basis, and it is calculated yearly how they are trying to extract the millions of the barrels from the land, from the earth. Okay, and this over extraction lead towards the exhaustion of the oil in the land, on the earth. So one of the example of the natural resource extraction, and that is related with the sustainability means we have to preserve the natural resources when we are trying to develop. Okay, now here you can see the world map, and in that world oil production is shown. In case of India, we are producing 2.5 million barrels per year. Okay, then per day they are showing you the barrels per day, and that is in the millions figure. Okay, means how much we are trying to extract. See here, in case of China also 4.0 barrels per day. Okay, then Iran is doing 4.0 millions dollars. Then in case of Russia, it is trying to extract 10.8 millions barrels per day. Then Iraq is 4.5 million barrels per day. Saudi Arabia it is 12, and Kuwait 2.9, Venezuela 2.3. In case of USA 15 barrels, means it is the millions of barrels in a day, and Canada is 3.7 million barrels, means these are the number of barrels they are trying to extract this ground oil, and it's the over extraction definitely. So we have to think and try to control it, so that will be the land will be saved, the natural resources will be saved, and the overuse will stop. Then only land will sustain, earth will sustain, natural resources will sustain. So this is about the sustainability of development.